Alrighty, what is up guys? It is Bazzaa here today, back with another video. Hope you guys are all doing absolutely fantastic. Today everyone, we're going to be talking about the PS5 and more in particular, the size, and it has been confirmed. This is going to be one of the biggest consoles, in fact, the biggest console this generation and one of the biggest consoles of all time. But there is a few reasons for this, and honestly, they're pretty valid reasons, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about why this is the way it is and my thoughts as well and opinions on how this console will be, obviously regarding to the size and really just how that's going to have an effect on everything for this next gen console. Alright, so just before we get too far in the video, I would like to quickly remind you all that I do stream on Twitch. My link is down below, and I've been streaming a lot of different games recently. Most recently, that being Minecraft. Super hyped for the new update. So yeah, top link in the description below. But anyway, moving on. So yeah, recently in a PS5 conference, it was confirmed that the console is going to be one of the biggest we've seen. And I'm sure you've already seen this image go around before it was actually confirmed. There was already speculation and some pretty insanely educated guesses on what the size was going to be anyway. We already had our sort of idea of this console being the biggest that we've seen for a while, and you know, this image did a really great job of putting it in perspective against all the other generations of consoles. And you can see, yeah, the PS5 is quite a lot bigger than the Xbox Series X, and you know, not only is it a lot taller, it's definitely going to be a lot harder to find a location to actually put this console in. And that is why Sony did also let us know that we will be able to lay it sideways, which is going to be honestly probably something that's going to be beneficial for a lot of people, because it is very tall, and not a lot of, you know, TV cabinets or areas like that are going to have a compartment that is that tall to be able to stand this console upright. But luckily, there is a way around that. But more importantly, the explanation to why the console is how big it is going to be. So here's the question that sparked it all, that was asked during this conference. One commentator asked why PS5 needed to be bigger and bulkier than PS4. Thermals, McLaurin answered. This gen is little supercomputers. While the 7nm processor delivers amazing heat performance for the power is very extreme. So basically, in conclusion, the engineers and, you know, actual designers that created the PS5 that we have now seen did their work and basically put in the research to decide and, I guess, figure out how this PS5 needs to be cooled and the right enclosure that it needs to be cooled in. And that is why we have the PS5 that we have today. It is going to be bigger, and I'm sure a lot of you know the PS4 had multiple problems with overheating, and more in particularly, it had a very, very high and loud fan noise, okay? You could be playing any game, and after 10, 15 minutes, or even just booting up like a AAA title, the PS4 would start literally roaring, and it would sound like a jet engine, okay? This happened to basically every PS4 user. It still happens to my PS4 today. I have the original PS4. It is extremely loud. So hopefully, with them being able to design this console, you know, with the appropriate size that it needed to be, obviously, to keep the thermals down, okay? If we can't keep the thermals down, you will start to see these consoles suffer from thermal throttling, and that is definitely not what you want on these next-gen consoles when we want the most power out of these, you know, brand new devices that are going to be what we have for the next 6 to 7 years. You want to make sure that these problems are panned out before the console launches to basically avoid having recalls and, you know, problems in the future. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think it's great. Like, obviously, it would always be better to have it as small as possible, but that is just not where we're at in 2020. Maybe in 20 years time, the consoles will go back to being the size of, I don't know, a PS2, and it'll be all good. But for now, that's just not where technology is at. and we need to make it so these consoles can be cooled correctly so that they can perform at their best performance and capabilities. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Xbox has dealt with this, because obviously the Xbox Series X is smaller than the PS4. So that gets me thinking, have Xbox been able to deal with this issue better than Sony? Why is it that the PlayStation 5 is so much bigger than the Series X? You know, is Sony gone above and beyond with the way they're dealing with this? Have they overdealt with it? Or has Xbox not, you know, thought of this issue? So it's going to be interesting when the consoles come out. With such a big size difference, how are they going to perform? Will the Xbox suffer from thermal throttling? And is that going to hinder its performance? It's going to be interesting because we already know that the Xbox is going to be a little bit more powerful than the PS5. So that means it's probably going to run hotter. So it's going to have to be cooled to its best capabilities as well. So it is going to be very interesting, and we'll only know when these consoles come out. But yeah, that is about it for what's been confirmed. My thoughts personally, I think it's good. In general, we want these consoles to last as long as they can, and we do not want another PS4 that has extremely loud fans. So hopefully the PS5 definitely turn that down a notch and just overall heats better, because my PS4 right now, it's terrible. I haven't used it in over a year almost, but it is super loud, and the performance also suffers just going through the menus. When you use it for a while, it starts to slow down, it starts freezing. It's just not a good experience. So we do not want that to happen with the PS5. But obviously the size does come with a few disadvantages. One of those being, it's not going to be like a PS4 that can fit in a lot of different areas. Okay, the PS4, I mean, comparing to the PS5, it is extremely slim. It is smaller in every single way, and it is a lot easier to store in, you know, sort of TV cabinets and storage areas. For me, it's fine. I play on a desk. PS5 would easily fit in my environment, but for many people that still, you know, play on a couch, play using a TV, it's going to be an issue. Obviously, there are workarounds. You do have the side mounting option. But just in general, it is going to be a little bit more of an issue than it was for the PS4 or even the Xbox One. But yeah, that is about it for the video, guys. Hope you did enjoy. I know these videos are different to what I've done in the past, but I am interested in the consoles, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are. So I'm going to be following all of this information and making videos on it. Once again, I have been streaming all it recently. Top link in the description. Make sure you go follow my Twitch as well as all my other social medias down below. If you have any other ideas for these videos, let me know in the comments. If you want me to cover anything, share my opinions on anything, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, guys, my name's been Bazzaa. Peace out, and bye-bye.